From movie screens to TV scenes, movie reviews and everything between. Top 5 breakdowns, favorites win, celebrity conversations pull you in. Hit record, let the real begin. Big screens, bold takes, let's dive in. Step into the spotlight. Welcome to Wilhelm!
What's going on, everybody? Ben Beck here, host of the Wilhelm podcast. And earlier today, I had an great opportunity to sit down and have some conversations with some of the stars as well as the directors of the upcoming film Solo Mio, which hits theaters February 6th. I want to say before I go further into that, I had an opportunity to see this movie in advance, and just a quick review. I really enjoyed this film. It is so beautifully shot for starters. Almost the entire movie takes place in Italy, so to see the atmosphere and the landscapes, it is absolutely gorgeous. But the stars and the writing, the story, everything is great. It is incredibly charming. It's heartfelt. It's emotional. It's a role you're not used to seeing Kevin James in, and you'll get to hear us talk a little bit about that when you watch the interviews that'll precede this. But yeah, it's an incredibly great movie. It's a perfect Valentine's Day movie. I will give you that as well. So make sure, do yourself a favor, go to theaters to see Solo Mio on February 6th when it releases nationwide in theaters. Special thank you to PMK Entertainment, to Premiere TV, and of course Angel Studios for allowing me not only to watch the film, but giving me the time with the directors Daniel and Chuck Kinnane, who you will see the conversations with, as well as co-stars Jonathan Roumie and friend of the podcast, Kim Coates. Always great to see Kim. He's an absolute blast. And of course, I get a chance to sit down and spend a couple minutes with the lead himself, Kevin James. So here we go. Enjoy these conversations with the cast and directors of the film, and make sure you go and see the film on February 6th when it opens in theaters. Jonathan and Daniel, pleasure to meet you both. Thank you so much for spending some time with me to talk about the film.
Of course.
And yeah, I want to kick things off just by saying right off, congratulations on the movie. I got the opportunity to watch it last night, and it's just, I loved it. It's so heartwarming and charming. It's a great movie.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, as I'm watching the movie, one of my favorite elements of the movie is, in particularly with you, Jonathan, your character of Neil, is I love how Neil and Julian, the character played by Kim Coates, they kind of play off almost and feel like the angel and devil on Matt's shoulder. You know, Neil bringing kind of the heart to the situation, and Julian bringing the chaos the way he does. When we're all as a team, actors, directors, everybody, and we're coming together and shaping these characters, Neil in particular, how important was it for you and intentional was that dynamic? And what did you both want Neil to represent for Matt in those moments?
I think that structure was inherent in the script originally, and I think I just had the ability to kind of push it further and lean further into his humanity and his heart to try to heal, and it was like, well, maybe he's maybe he's a therapist, but he's not the right kind of therapist, but he wants to be a therapist, and maybe like he start through his wife, he's learned a lot and about what kind of advice therapists actually give. And so I think I felt really comfortable to just really lean into the heart side of it and be the angel on his shoulder. And the more we did it, and the more we filmed and the further we got in the story and down this journey, I think Kim was leaning into that, like, get rid of her, let's just move on. I'm like, no. And exactly what you said, Ben, we worked off of each other, and I think our observations and perceptions from our characters' point of view really fueled the other ones.
Yeah, it's such a great dynamic. I think it's one of my favorite elements from the movie itself. And, but kind of switching gears a little bit when it comes to the characters. One thing I love when filmmakers do, and this is to applaud, Daniel, you and Chuck, and as well as your brother writers as well, is I love it when a movie can make the environment itself one of the characters in the movie. And because this movie lives so fully in Italy, it really becomes part of the story. Daniel, for you as a director, and even for you, Jonathan, as an actor, how important was it for you both to make sure the language, the culture, the atmosphere, all of it felt just authentic and lived in, and not just a backdrop for the story?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was from day one, we always said that Italy is another character in the film, and we wanted it to be portrayed, and we wanted to shoot it and pay respects to this beautiful city. And we joke about us, we had a hard time deciding where to point the camera. It was just like, it was everywhere you looked was beautiful.
Yeah.
And but to be honest, we relied on the Italian cast and crew that were there. We would ask them, we're like, does this feel real, or does this feel like what us Americans would imagine this scene to be? And we really relied on them, and I think it would have, without them, we could have fallen into some cliches. There's a scene where they're making dough and singing a song, and that song was we asked, what, I can't say who it was because it's a spoiler, but we asked someone on the cast who said, what song would they be singing, or what song would you listen to if you guys were cooking dinner? And she said, this is the song. And sure enough, that was what was put in the movie.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I know, like, just watching the movie, I've never been to Italy, but I sure as hell want to go now, because it's the scenery is absolutely gorgeous throughout
accomplished.
Throughout the entire movie. If that was one of the things you were trying to portray, absolutely, yeah, it's mission accomplished. But I know, I just want to say congratulations on the movie. I really enjoyed it. I hope people get out there to theaters to see it on February 6th. It was a pleasure meeting you both, and thank you guys again for some time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kim, I've had the pleasure of having you on my podcast before in the past. So
good to see you again, Ben.
Yeah, great to talk to you. Chuck, first time meeting you, so it's a pleasure, and thank you thank you both for the opportunity to speak with you both a little bit about Solo Mio. And I want to start off by saying, first off, that I had the opportunity to watch the movie last night, and I have to say I really enjoyed this movie so much. It is so heartwarming and just charming. So congratulations first off on the film.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ben.
I want to talk a little bit about the character. Kim, first off, Julian, your character from the movie is such a force in this movie. He's a riot. He's just hysterical.
You are a force, Kim.
You are a bit of a force.
Kim Coates is a force.
A bit of a force.
Yeah. He's a riot. He's hysterical, a little unpredictable sometimes, and just consistently pushing Kevin's character of Matt out of his comfort zone. When you guys were working together to build that character together, how much of that chaos was planned, and how much of it just came from letting Kim be Kim?
Great question. None of it was planned. None of it. I have to admit that I think part of the magic of making movies, especially in a romantic comedy or a rom-com or a buddy movie, is if you've had the pleasure of knowing that other actor for as long as I've known Kevin, those scenes are just filled with chemistry. They're filled with trust. They're filled with an absolute bond of, even though he doesn't know me in the movie, he knows Kim Coates, but you never really know everything about the other person. And that's why Kevin and I get along so well. That's why this is our 6th or 7th project together. I want to do all my projects with him. And so that was a very easy integration of Jules and Matt, because Kevin and I know each other so well, and the trust and the ad-libbing and everything. And then you bring in the crazy Kinnane boys. There's 27,000 Kinnane brothers working on this movie. And Chuck and Daniel, who directed it, I'd met them before. We had done a short before, and Kevin fell in love with these boys 5, 6, 7 years ago. So to come to fruition, this is the second feature with Kevin now, and to have it be Solo Mio and film it in Rome. You saw the movie, the love, the funny, rips your heart out. There's a twist at the end. There's a special guy in this movie, or woman, that we're not supposed to talk about until February 6th when it opens. It's just, we all had such fun, and it's shown on screen for sure, Ben.
Yeah. Chuck, when had you worked with Kim before? Was this expected, or was this kind of like something that surprised you?
Ben's my manager, so be careful what you say.
No, we love Kim, and it was funny because we shot this short film with him and Kevin, and we had such a great time with Kim. We shot it in an hour. So it was a quick little thing in between. They were working on a TV show for Netflix, and we had such a fun time. And the boys all connected with Kim, and Kevin kept saying, "We're going to find something. We're going to do a movie together." And so it just was amazing that we'd always dreamed of working on a film with Kim and Kevin. And then this came along, and it was unbelievable. Every day we talk about how every day we were pinching ourselves. It was the dream project
Really
for us.
was.
It's only our second film, and we like to joke. Our brother Pat, one of the writers, we're sitting there in Tuscany all together with the crew and the cast, and he leans over real quiet. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "Chuck, this could be what a glimpse into what it's like making movies together as a family and with Kevin." And I was like, "No, Pat," I'm like, "This is it, dude."
it.
I'm like, "It
Doesn't get any better than
doesn't
this.
get any better." So
Yeah. And what I really loved about that character, what I really loved about everything is that even with all the comedy, Julian never undercuts Matt's emotional journey at all throughout the movie. How did you two
Oh,
make
that's
sure?
it was beautiful.
That's a beautiful thing to say, actually, man. Thanks. I think
Yeah,
that's right.
I think it's one of the things that just makes the movie as charming as it is. And when you two were making the movie, when everybody was working together to make the movie, how did you make sure the laughs were always serving the story and not stepping on the heart?
Can I just answer that real quick?
Yes.
I this is the genius of the Kinnane boys. I don't think you really go in thinking, are we serving or do we not serve or should a laugh come here? That's all thrown out the window. The script is the script. How you shoot it is up to the boys. Then as we're going along, do we ad lib more, less, whatever? Yes, they have beats in their head, but boy, oh boy, that's in the edit room. That's where the other 1,700 Kinnane boys come in. And now they're, Peter, come on.
Yeah.
And you start putting this stuff together and you realize what maybe is needed going, because he kept editing, right? He was editing as we were going.
Oh
right?
yeah. Yep. He was editing the whole way. And so we'd find things in the moment. We'd watch after we'd wrap, we'd go and watch cuts, and then we'd be able to change things as we were going and add new things to the story. It was really, it developed as we went.
Yeah.
So we were on the journey with the film as the characters were.
Yeah, that's so great. But again, I just want to mention how much I loved the movie. Congratulations once again on the movie. Thank you for spending some time with me, and good luck with everything.
I'll see you soon. I'll see
Absolutely.
you soon, buddy.
Absolutely.
Got something coming up in a few months. I'll be talking to you soon.
All right.
Thanks,
Sounds
Solo
good.
Mio. We love the movie. Thanks, bro.
See ya. It's Kevin, absolute pleasure to be able to spend a couple minutes with you.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, I gotta say too, right off the bat, from the movie itself, I loved the new look from a fellow bald bearded man. So
you wear it well. You wear it better than I do. You got a good shaped head.
No, you wore it pretty well. It's we're judges of our own.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, not a problem. So, first and foremost, I absolutely adored the movie. I thought it was so heartwarming and charming. Congratulations on the film. Just
thank
to
you
start this
very
off.
much. Thanks so much.
Yeah, so over the years, you've made so many people laugh for so long in your film and your television projects. Here Comes the Boom being one of my personal favorites.
Well, thank you.
But this film lets you be incredibly vulnerable in such a different way. What is it about Matt's journey through like heartbreak and rediscovering happiness made you want to tell this story right now?
Well, it's exactly it. It's just he's a character that I've never played that sincere of a guy who goes through such a devastating thing, and it was important for me to be able to do that because he's a guy that I would want to be in my real life. I'm like, I wish I was like this guy more. And he's just you see it and he wears it on his sleeve and he goes through this journey, but he gets, he starts at rock bottom and through great human beings like the people he meets on this thing, they pick him up and they carry him through these obstacles and to keep hope going and to keep everything working and moving forward and to keep trying. And these guys are so funny in it, but it was a little different for me. It was sitting in the pocket. It was being able to connect with a character where I'm not worried about like it's a comedy where you got to get a laugh every 3 seconds, or a sitcom where it's like, you got to boom, boom, boom. I want everything to be real, and I want to experience that. And comedy's real too. There's comedy in life all the time. So it was about putting that and getting that proper balance, getting a real story that people can be invested in the classic romantic comedy way, music, the food, the Italy, the background, all these characters. But the cast is really what did it for me. It's like they blew me away, and they were it's like the best I've ever worked with. It's like it's just incredible, and it was an incredible experience for me.
Yeah, and everybody gels really well together. I think that's one of the things, talking about the cast, it's one of the things that I think just brings that absolute charm to this movie. But, as you mentioned, diving into a character like this is something different than you've done before. How did you personally find that balance between letting your character Matt be funny, but also letting him be broken at the same time?
It was, again, surrounding myself with really good actors that like we would just kind of go in there and say, this is the situation. And
Hmm.
so it wasn't written jokes. It wasn't, Jonathan and Kim and Allison and Julie and Nicole, of course, like we would kind of go into these situations. We had the script there, but if it was going a different way, you just go with it. You were like Kim and Jonathan and Julie and Allison Hannigan. Everybody took their character and they said, "Oh, I love this. What you did. Here's what we're going to do with it. We're going to go this way with it."
Hmm.
Kim, I never knew. He's the craziest of them all.
Yeah.
But you put a saddle on him and you just ride and you go, okay, here we go. And you're going to get comedy. You're going to get intensity. He's so intense when he's looking at you and you're like, whoa. It's like a real guy you meet, in Italy, and he just says it as it is. And Jonathan's the same way. And everybody played their character so well that I just kind of floated between everybody and the experience that I'm going through. And I think people connected with it and hopefully they, went on the journey with me.
Yeah, I love seeing this different side of both you as an actor and this character. I hope you get to do more roles like this
Me too.
as your career progresses forward, because I love seeing this side of you. But I know we have to wrap things up, so I just want to say thank you again for spending some time with me. Congratulations once again on the film. I did really enjoy it, and good luck with everything in the future.
Awesome, Ben. Man. I appreciate
Thanks.
you. I really do. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.